Okay, so what we need to do now is to set the values. Okay, but first I'm going to comment this in to add this, so you can see what happens is saying loading state, and it loads the rest of the post. Okay, that works. So let's see now what happens if I add the value, because we want to show the value, right? In order to have that, so the user can delete it, can update it. Sorry, value equals to post that content. Children screaming outside. So what do I need to do now? Okay, let's just have this. Okay, because remember that we are setting the post inside or get post on line 21. Okay, so we are using this set post to get the values that we return from the post data into this post that is defined on line 11. So that is what we're using here. So let's save that and see what happens. Okay, we don't receive anything now, but when we click this edit, it's going to tell us that we define a value on a form field that doesn't have the unchange. So we're going to say, instead of that, we're going to say default value, and also it wouldn't let us to change what is inside that because there is no change. But using the ref, we can change this. Okay, and we can also add an image and whatever. Okay, and that's fine because this one is not using anything, so that is kind of optional feature. So let's add the async update post function inside our Firebase config. So let me, okay, I'm already there. So we're going to say, because this file is not always going to change, right? This image sometimes it's just going to change the post file and the post content, but we are going to allow the user to change the image now and then. So what we need to do first is, well, define some parameters here. That is the post ID and the post data. Now let me just a little indentation there, so it's with these other functions. Let me scroll down so you can see. We're going to say something. Well, let's just console, because in some, okay, let's just console post data so you can see. So we're going to go inside of our line 15, update current post. Let me get that inside my code. So it's the update post. We're going to do some things here. Okay, it's up here. Let me delete this. And we can say set is busy to true, because we are going to update the document. Let's say constant post equals to ID. We need the ID. I can't remember why we need the ID, but let's add the ID, the post ID. The title. So the title is going to come from the form title ref that we have defined. You can see that it's a reference. That current, that value, that will return us the value. So let's say content equals content ref that current that value. Okay. So let's say if I don't think we need this post ID, so let me just remove it. If in case we need it, well, let's just add it and let's just add this. Okay, in case we need it, because I can't remember why we need that, since we are going to set the ID and using the post ID that we already have defined. File ref current that files. So this file ref, remember that is the reference that is inside this input type file, this one. Okay, so in order to get what is inside, we're going to say current, and instead of value we're going to call files. That length, this has a length. Okay, that's misspelled. We have a length. So although it doesn't show, we have a length. So if that length is above 0, meaning there's one file, we're going to say post cover. Okay, we're going to define the cover to be equals to file ref that current files 0. Okay, that is the file, the first file inside the file list array, and the post or cover, because we want to delete the cover that was before, is going to say post file ref just like this. This file ref is coming from the database. We are context, no, sorry. This fucking thing allows me to change, for fuck's sake. So it's React Firebase. Okay, now database. You can see that there's a file ref here. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. We just add this one here. So where was I? Okay, so we're going to get the file reference and add it. All this if the image exists inside the file list. Okay, if there's a file, if the user selected a file. So now here we can say Firebase that update post. We're going to pass the post ID that we have defined in the state, and we're going to pass the post. Now we can say then just say console.log post updated, and we need this set is busy to false, and we need the set redirect to true, so we redirect after this is done. And below is going to have the catch. If there's an error console.log error. Okay, just like that. So let me just yeah, let's keep that one. Assignment calling so expression on PostGIS line 60. What is going on? Okay, you should expect an assignment or function call instead so an expression. What? Line 60. What we have on line 60? File ref current files okay, so this is odd. What is going on with this? File ref that current that files that length set this piece is equal to, okay, all this should be the problem. current files length above 0, the post. Okay, if I change this shouldn't be a problem, but if I change the naming, could happen that there's a naming error. Okay, so we still have the same, so expression not use. What? Assignment or function line 60. Let me just copy what I have, because maybe I'm doing something wrong here. What? So I had that and I pasted this. What is the difference between those two? We just copy this, paste it. Current files length above 0, post cover file ref current files, post file ref, post all cover. What the fuck? So if I delete this, there's an error. If I remove this and paste what I had, what the fuck? Okay. So maybe okay, let's be okay. I know why. It's this thing. This is not building an object, okay? So it was the semicolons, okay? As always. So okay, we should have that. That is working. So what happens if I come back here and you can see that we're still login, okay? It's getting the state. I choose a file and say, okay, we have this one. Open. Update post, and it's going to say, did you mean class name? And post updated. We have the post updated here. Class name on which line? 91. Inside post.js 91. Let's fix that shit. Okay, class name. That was it, or that should be it. Okay. So this is working, and we got the post updated, and we should have okay, the data. Okay, so that's working. We're getting redirected because I have the redirect already added. So now, after this, we're going to check if the image is set, because the image is optional. So I don't know why it's changing what I have inside my. Okay. So we're going to say if this should be the last part, and we still need the delete, but that is pretty easy. So let's say cover. If we define, or if we have this cover defined in this post data object, meaning that the user chose a file, we're going to set, well, we already have above. Okay, we're going to do the same. We're going to copy this and paste it. Okay, so we need that, but after this we're going to await for something. Let's say await a storage ref that we have defined, that child post data, and here is where we're going to use the all cover. So the naming that we have before, this is the file ref, that delete. So we are going to delete that, catch any error inside this, and after that is set, we can say console.log image deleted. So we know that the image got deleted. We're going to define again this. Let's copy this. Let's paste it. So this is going to be a updated post. We define the same thing, so this one is coming not from this but from the post data, and those are the only changes we need there. And we can say return await Firebase that Firestore collection posts. The document is coming from this post ID that we have defined up there. Set the method that is going to allow us to update. We're going to pass the update post that we have defined on line 96, and we're going to pass the merge option that is going to only change what is added inside this. Remember that since it's going to change what is added and is different, if you mistype something, okay, like this, that this is not defined, it's going to create another one with this, okay, and keep the other file ref as the same. Okay, so be sure to have the correct namings, and that should be it for that. But remember that we still have another option, that is when the user is not adding the post cover. So here we only need to worry about the title content, and we need not to worry about the cover and file ref. So we can only say, because we're going to only send the title and content, await Firebase that Firestore that collection posts that doc, not like that, the post ID, that set update post. No, sorry, it's not update post because this is not defined here. We're going to set the post data, and same merge true. Merge true. Okay, so this is only going to change the title and content. So post is not defined on line 85 config.js. Line 85. Okay. Sorry, this is post data, because remember that what we are passing here is the post data. That's why it said that it's not defined. So this should be working fine. Okay, just give me a second. I forgot to add this. Remember that we have this problem. React Hook use effect has a missing dependency. So let's fix that shit. So we need to come back here in the post, and since it's complaining that it has the props match params ID, well, let's pass that shit so it shuts up. So we need to pass everything that we want to listen for changes inside the use effect inside this array. Okay, so let's save that, and that should remove that fucking thing. Okay, so it's working. So one tip is that if you get that error and it says, oh, you have this dependency that is missing and a lot of crap, just look for that dependency, copy that and paste it inside this, or you just can fucking leave that out if you know that you only want to handle that once with the empty array. So let's say first post updated. Nope. Updated. This is the first post. Yes, updated. This should change only the title and content. So let's say update post. First post updated. It's loading, and the first post is updated. So if I come back here and choose another thing, let me just find something. This one. Open. This one is going to take a bit because those are big images. So let's say update post. You can see that we don't have anything here, and we could only we could add this one so it doesn't show, but you can change that. It's only matter of changing the placement of the button, and if it says something is not defined, you just need to move things around the functions, because this one is a structure in a way that everything that is coming before, okay, so if I say, and that's why I have all this defined here, because I'm going to use them on the other functions. If I set one of these maybe to the bottom, okay, below this, since we're going to use that inside this function that is around line 80, it's not going to define it, okay, it's going to say that it's not defined, so you need to move all your definitions above all your functions. So once you get that, it's defined. So we should have only 2 images still. So you can see we have 2 images. The first one changed. Okay, and we have that. It's time to delete. So let's just add the delete and one more function that is going to allow us to check for the user state. And that will be it for this tutorial. It's been a kind of long tutorial. So inside this config, we're going to say async. So let's finish this out. Delete post is going to be, it's going to have the post ID and the file ref. I'm going to add it like this. So this is just the naming actually, so we can say it however we want. So let's add it with camel case. So we're going to say constant storage ref equals to Firebase dot storage ref await storage ref dot child file ref dot delete. We're going to do the same that we did before. Delete. We're going to delete the image and catch the error. And after that, we're going to return the await of the Firebase that Firestore collection, the post collection, the document that we're going to delete, the ID, and just call delete. So this is going to delete what we have there, the post, and that should be it. So we need to add this delete inside this. We already had that defined. Okay, delete current post on line 80. So this is going to be the last functionality we're going to add inside this config. Okay, the Firebase config. So I'm just looking for that. Okay, let's delete this that is in line 82, the console. So let's say Firebase that delete post. We're going to pass the post ID that we have defined actually already inside the state, and we already have a post defined with the file ref. Okay, this is not as a reference. We need this because remember that what we are using is the post that we have defined on line 11 that is being set on line 26 with the contents of the post that is coming from Firebase. So that's how we have this post. Okay, this information. Now we're going to say then. Let me add this in another line. Then console.log image and post deleted Let's add a semicolon there, and let's add a catch. Error, just console.log error. So we can see if something goes wrong. And that should be it. Let's save that. Let's come back here. Takes a little bit to load, but okay. Let's delete this one. Edit post. Delete post. Image and post deleted. We don't have the redirection. Let's go back there. As you can see, we only have one. And if we refresh this, we should only have one. Yep. And on the database, yep. So we have that. So let's say set redirect to true. So we are not stuck there, and that should be it. So let's add a new one. Okay, I'm going to do something. Let's log out, and you're going to take 5 minutes before the end of the video to add the styling. Okay, so we need to do something else. Okay, you can see that I'm not logged in, but I can go to new post, and since we already have something that is disallowing the user to edit and to delete, well, that's fine, but we still want the user to be logged in order to check for that new post. So what we're going to do is go to create or any component you want. We're using use effect and use router, but it's not being okay because I didn't set the use effect right here, because that is the last part we're going to do. Okay, so let's actually set it yeah, below the create post. Okay, so this one should be from there. I don't know why it's like that. Okay, well, let's forget. Let's going to say use effect, so we can actually check when it renders the component, when it mounts the component. So we're going to say inside this, remember that we have a function Firebase that get user state that tells us the state of the user according to the function we have in Firebase, according to the on out state changed. So we're going to say then user if not user, meaning if what the hell if not user, meaning that there's not a user, what we're going to do is say props. Do I have props up here? Nope, we need props here inside the component. Okay, so let's say props that history that replace with the login. So if there's not a user, it should redirect us to the login. But let me see. Okay, you can see that there's no user, so it redirects us to login. So we actually don't need the router because we're not handling the routing with the redirect. So if I go to email, if I say email 1 2 3 4 5 6, I'm in login right now. Login. Okay, we get the user. We can see this, and we can create a new post. Okay, so that is just to have this a little bit cleaner. Let's remove the router because we don't need the router. We only need that when we use the redirect in another way. Okay, so yeah, you can see we can edit and delete the post, only the authenticated users. You can, since you have the user, you can check the display name, whatever, the email, and check if the user that created this is the same user that is login. I will show you a little bit of that in the context API that I just built. Okay, so you can have three sets: the Redux, the context API, and the simple React. So let me just add the last thing that is going to be this. Let me go to the index CSS. I'm going to get the form, and I'm going to show you. So let me just get all this thing. But let me just copy all this. That would be better. Oh no, because maybe you want to, because I'm not sure if I'm going to upload this. So let me just fucking copy the form. Okay, let me show you what I'm doing. Let me just copy the form, delete logout. I don't know if I have this, delete, and let's keep the loader out. So let's say this, and okay, it starts with the form, all this in line 141. And okay, so you can copy this. Let's save it. It adds a little border, and well, this has the little styling. And the image is not needed right now. So I think that's it. Okay, the loader. Let me just add the loader. It's a ton, but not that much. Control C. This is the loader. I will show you where I'm getting the loaders. Okay, it starts on line 185. In case you missed something, there's a loader after, and that's it. In case you want to do it yourself. So if I go to new post, not new post, here, okay, we have all that. Now let's say CSS loaders. I think it's like that. You can check these ones. Okay, pure CSS. If you click one, you will get what you need to add in the HTML and the CSS. And there's another one here, I think. Okay, this is what I'm using. It's this one. If you click view source, you will get what you need to place on the HTML and the CSS, and that's it. You can change the colors here because it's kind of hard to change the coloring, so it does this for yourself, okay, for you, I mean. So yeah, that is the end, and leave feedback if you want to say something, and yeah, see you on the next one.